How's it going, everybody? My name is Justin.
I'm Jody.
And we are Board Game Perspective. And today we are going to be taking a look at mandala stones from Board and Dice. And this is a 2 to 4 player abstract game in which you are using artists to collect colorful stones, create stacks on your board, use those stacks to then score points, and then you're going to place those colorful stones out on the mandala board. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick look at this, and then we'll be right back up to give you guys our thoughts.
To set up, each player is going to get their own player board and put their marker on 0. Each player will also get 2 objectives that they can work toward and a reference aid. Then you have the mandala board, which will get filled up with stones as you play. And then the main board, you're actually going to put all of these stones inside this bag, shuffle them up, and then you're going to deal and place them out here, 4 in each stack, and they will be on those spaces there. Then you're going to put the 4 artists in a random setup here or pattern, but they're all going to start in these spots here. Players are going to keep taking turns back and forth, and on your turn you're going to do one of 2 things. You're going to either pick, we're going to pick some stones from here, or you're going to score stones that you have on your player board. It is also important to note that if your player board is filled up, so there are no, it's filled up with stones all across here, then you do not have the option to pick, but instead you have to score. If you choose to pick on your turn, you will grab an artist. So let's say I will choose this artist, and then you're going to move it to another open spot that's an open circle. So I will, let's move him here. So now what you're going to do is you're going to collect stones from the top. Now in order to do that, it has to match the pattern of this artist. So for instance, I could not collect this top stone here because it's a different pattern. And if there's a stone adjacent to another artist, you cannot collect that one either. So in this example here, I would only be able to collect these 2 stones. Whenever you collect the stones, you choose which one you want to collect first, and then from clockwise from that stone, you're going to collect. So let's say I want to collect this one first. So I would choose this one, then I would go clockwise. I can't do that one or this one, so I would collect this one. And this would go on top of the others that you've already collected. So let's take a look at that again with different colored stones so you can more easily see the collection. So I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to collect this one first because it matches the pattern. So I will collect this. This goes on the bottom. Can't pick up this one. Then I will collect this one. This goes on top of that. And then this one goes on top of that. So then it looks like that. It is also important to note that whenever you're collecting the stones, you cannot skip any that you may not want. So basically, if you are allowed to collect them, you have to collect them. Once you've collected your stack of stones, then you're going to choose a spot on your player board to place it to score in the future. And it has to be an empty spot. So I'm going to go ahead and place these. Let's put them right here. So now let's say on your turn you want to score instead of picking stones. So whenever you score, you have to decide whether to score a color. So for instance, we'd probably do blue in this case, or score any top stones. So let's go over scoring a color first. So you need to have at least 2 towers of a particular color that you're going for. So we have 3 here of blue, so that works. And whenever you choose a color, you have to score all the towers that have that color. So you are going to score each one of that color. So you're going to score this tower, and this tower, and that will be your points for that scoring round. Now let's go over what all the different scoring options are on your player board. So first let's go over this one here. This one has to deal with different heights of stacks. So the max of height you can have is 4, and then of course you can have none out there. So you get 1 point for each different height of a stack on your board. So for instance, in this case, we have a stack of 4, 3, 2, and 1. So that will be 4 points. And it's important to note that also a stack of 0 also counts toward that scoring as well. The next 3 depend on the height of the stack for scoring. So if I were to score this one here, this has a height of 2, and then a height of 2 shows 2 points there. So I would score 2 points if I were to score that one. Now if I were to score this one here, that is a height of 3. So a 3 stack, or a height of 3 here, is worth 4 points. And then in this case, we only have 1, so it'll only be worth 1 point. So it varies up for each one depending on the height. And the last one that you can score depends on how many different types of color stones you have in this stack here. And then you're going to add 1 to it. So we have 2 different colors in the stack, so that's 2 points, plus 1, that would be 3 points for that. So let's go ahead and finish up the example of scoring blue. So what we're going to do is add up this one first. So we said that this was going to be worth 4, because we have 4, 3, 2, 1 height. So that's going to be 4 points. And then this one is worth 2 points because a height of 2 gives us 2, 1, 2. Then this one is a height of 3, and that will give us 4 points, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to take the top stones and you're going to put it on the mandala board. The other option you have for scoring is scoring any top stones. So you can choose whatever towers you want, and basically you're just going to take the top stones. So let's say I want to do these 3. I'm going to take the top stones, and you're just going to score 1 point for each stone you've collected. After scoring, you're always going to grab the stones used for scoring and place them out here on the mandala board. The first one starting in the center, and then it's just going to go around in this little snake pattern. Now, anytime you place a stone on this is going to be an extra point that you will increase your victory points on your player board. Here is +2. Now, if you're playing a 2-player game, once you get around to the 2 hands, then that will trigger the end of the game, and then 3-player game and a 4. So the game can end in one of 2 ways. One that we just mentioned, where once you place a stone on the player count, then that will trigger the end of the game and you finish the round. The other is if any player is unable to take any stone with a pick action and is unable to score, then in that case the game will end immediately. So players will just continue going back and forth between picking and scoring until the game end has been triggered. And then once the game is over, then everybody can choose one objective that they had, a secret objective, and if they're able to fulfill it, they might get additional points. So for instance, this one, you could possibly get 7 points at the end of the game.
Alright everybody, so that is Mandala Stones, and let's just go ahead and jump right into our thoughts. And for me, this is an excellent game, guys. This is really, really fun. It's not that hard to get into either. It's pretty easy to pick up, at least the basic ideas. Then you get into a little bit of the strategy, and there is a little bit. You have to think ahead just a little bit to kind of plan out what you're going to do. But for me, this game is really, it's a great kind of sensory experience because
Yes.
it does have really pretty pieces. It's got a good feel to the pieces as well, and then what you end up with at the end
It's
is
just really pretty. I mean, it's just a very pleasant, pretty game.
Yeah.
And
I think
tons
this
of thinkiness.
I think for this game, for me, it could end up going up pretty high on my overall list for sure. Definitely in abstract games, but maybe even just kind of overall.
Yeah, this is definitely, we're digging this game.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely check this one out, especially if you like abstract games, because this is up there, guys. I mean, this is high quality, and just doing a lot of thinky stuff in this game, trying to figure out if I go here, I get that arrangement, I get that many stones in my stack to score that many points, but if I go here, it's I really like it a lot.
I do too.
Yeah. Well, guys, that wraps up our thoughts for Mandala Stones. Definitely check this one out. This is a great game. Mm-hmm. Very, very good. So, if you found today helpful, feel free to hit that subscribe button and like this video. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching and happy gaming.
See y'all.